He's the first to emerge from the primeval waters of Nun in the form of a primeval hill. Closely following the hill, or Ptah, was the god Atum, who also emerges from the waters and he sits on the hill, or Ptah. Remaining in the waters were 4 pairs of male and female gods, called the unity of the 8 gods, also known as the Ogdod, spelled O-G-D-O-A-D. Let us watch slide 4. This is the beginning of creation. This reveals the beginning of creation with a volcanic eruption from the primeval waters known as Nun. So this was an oceanic volcanic eruption. And from there, land was formed. And when the land was formed, land was called Ptah, the god Ptah. And following the god Ptah was the god Atum. And anytime Ptah conceived in his head that this is what we were going to do, Atum accomplished it. The personification of the god Ptah, who is the primate of the gods, or the gods of gods, is the thought and creative utterance and power. He is the god of order and form. Also, he was a divine artificer and potter. And what does that mean? Any type of thing like you could put together, Ptah was capable of putting it together. And any type of pottery, you wanted to create a pot, you wanted to create or model something, Ptah was capable of doing that. So that's what it means. He was a divine artificer and potter. We will get to that. You're going to see slides of Ptah modeling and creating things. Let's watch slide 6, 7, and 8. These are the gods, the 2 first gods of Ptah and Atum. The Ogdod, unity of 8 gods, or the gods of chaos. Ptah is at the top, and Atum is at the bottom. The writing, the metroneta in between the 2 gods are the spelling of the 2 gods. Based on the Mamphite, this is the Mamphite from eastern region of Ghana, or the Memphite, that is the Memphite, Memphis in Tennessee or in Egypt. Creation story. Creation was accomplished by the unity of 2 creative principles, Ptah and Atum, which was the unity of mind, which the Greeks call nous, and logos, creative utterance. When the mind was formed on a certain creation All what was needed was the utterance. For example, let there be light. Ptah is considered as the Lord of life or giver of life. His personification is the rising sun. He's the opener of the universe. He is the engraver and the sculptor. He is the chief god of handicraftsmen and workers of metal and stone. He is the father of fathers and power of powers. He is the father of beginnings, creator of the eggs of the sun and the moon. He is the creator of his own image, who fashioned his own body. This is deep. This one God that was capable of this. But if you know that of anything that can come out of a volcanic eruption, and is not capable of, and survived, and is not capable of what I'm describing, Ptah, then that person didn't come through that eruption and lived. Now, this is Ptah, creating what looks like an egg, which could also be the sun or the moon. Let's go back. It's stated here that when the mind was formed on a certain creation, all what was needed was utterance. But also, in describing who Ptah is, they say he's the opener of the universe. He's the engraver and the sculptor. He's the chief god of handicraftsmen and workers of metal and stone. He's the father of fathers and power of powers. He's the father of beginnings, creator of the eggs of the sun and the moon. So when you look at this, you can see that he's creating the egg, and that egg could be the sun or the moon. These are all attributes of Ptah. Now, the rest of the gods and goddesses of chaos are as follows. Nun, male. Nunet, female. Ha, male. Hauhet, female. Kuk, male. Kauket, female. Amun, male. And Amunet, female. The 8 gods and their personifications, known as you have seen earlier, is the primeval water, the endless water. And his partner, Nunet, is heaven. The endless water, and the wife is heaven. Now, if you ever stood by an ocean and watched and tried to look to see the end of the ocean, and you looked at the horizon, you can see that the ocean meets the sky. And that's what Nun and Nonet was all about. Water and the sky So the water is Nun, the primeval water, and Nunet, his wife, was heaven. Ha is boundless, no boundaries. Hauket was boundful. Kirk was darkness, and Kauket was light. Now you can see the opposites, but still complementing each other. If you were born and known only darkness, you will never know that there's light. The only time you know there's light, when there's light is shown to you. So we have night and we have day. So Kak is the night, but Kauket, his wife, is the day. Amun is supposed to be the hidden one, but his wife, called Amunet, and also sometimes called Mut, is the visible one, the unhidden one. Let's go to verse 11, 12, and 13. That reveals Ptah, why Ptah was referred to as the god of fire. They also indicate the chaotic nature of creation. Notice the boiling lava, the tephra, the ash, the volcanic bombs, and the blocks. Let's watch. Now, if anybody told me that something can come out of this chaos and live, that something has to be a God. No human being can pass through this and live. This is the chaotic nature of creation that we are seeing, that Ptah came out and sat on a mountain. Its water became fire. All what you see is molten lava, boiling lava, fire, and yet somebody comes out of it and lives. Now this, I'm going to show you the two pictures. The first, God and Goddess of Chaos, Ha and Hauket, and the last, God and Goddess of Amun and Amunet. This is the picture of the god Ha. He's holding two staffs, wearing an enkwa and a scepter, and also being guarded by two frogs. You know what these two frogs reminds me of? I saw a documentary on the source of the river Congo. And there are two frogs that keeps on pumping the water for the river Congo to flow. And when I look at this picture of Ha, it reminds me of those two frogs that are the source of the river Congo, the second longest river on the continent of Africa. So this is Ha, and this is the goddess Hauket, also in the form of a frog.